Greetings, viewers. Have you recently gotten enough sleep? It may surprise you to learn that the typical American sleeps for less than 7 hours every night. You are suffering greatly from this on a mental and bodily level. It will get so severe as to begin to impact many facets of your life. Today, let's discuss the several indicators that you aren't getting enough sleep. Will your mood fluctuate? What about issues with memory? Hold on, is it true that getting too little sleep might cause weight gain? And that's not all we're talking about. You will put on weight, yes. Acquire mass. To put it this way, you eat more when you sleep less. Fighting the need to eat is difficult enough when you are getting enough sleep. Just picture how intense your need for food would be if you were constantly exhausted. Anyone who has experienced sleep deprivation will attest to how awful their eating habits may get. They will make at least twice as many trips through the drive-thru if they are not overindulging in junk food. Newsflash, people, this is not a fluke. There is a clear connection between weight increase and sleep deprivation. According to a 2020 study, persons who slept fewer than 7 hours a night had a 41% higher risk of obesity. This conclusion has also been reached by other investigations. A 2015 study found a correlation between the circumference of your waist and the amount of sleep you get each night. Here, though, there's more at work. Warning, this movie contains a lot of information regarding hormones. It's referred to as ghrelin. Indeed, ghrelin. That may seem like a silly little word, but it has a big impact on your appetite. Ghrelin, sometimes referred to as the hunger hormone, is created in the brain, small intestine, stomach, and pancreas. It makes you feel more hungry, makes you eat more, and encourages the storage of fat. Ghrelin runs amok when you're not getting enough sleep. You'll start to crave food more than usual. You'll begin to realize your sleeping patterns aren't optimal once you step on the scale and see the difference. Your body probably isn't getting the energy it needs if you find yourself having a sweet meal in the middle of the day and then collapsing shortly after. Your blood sugar will start to decrease, and you'll start to crave another snack to get your energy level back up. It resembles an unending cycle. One of the first indications that you need to sleep more is this. Try to make sure you're at least eating healthier meals if you can't sleep for any reason. A poor diet combined with sleep deprivation might lead to memory loss. Memory loss is another minor indicator. Have you ever forgotten someone's name in the middle of a conversation? It's really eerie. You knew it, after all, days ago. It's on the tip of your tongue now, all of a sudden. You must get ready since this will keep happening if you're not getting enough sleep during the night. Not only does sleep increase your energy levels, but it also allows your brain to rest. Throughout the sleep cycle, your brain must go through multiple stages. The more sleep you get, the more effectively your brain works during the day. Obtaining the recommended amount of sleep will improve your brain's ability to process information and focus. Coincidentally, you might be wondering, how much sleep is enough? Experts advise adults to aim for 7 to 9 hours of sleep per night. The typical teen requires 8 to 10. People who suffer from disorders such as sleeplessness frequently find it difficult to focus during the day. This affects their capacity for labor and information processing. They will eventually become accustomed to going through their days automatically and snoozing in and out of consciousness. It's not a way to live. As you age, it may even cause major illnesses. Consider this one instance. Research has indicated that sleep deprivation raises the risk of Alzheimer's disease in later life. All of this is just more justification for staying up later. Your productivity at work is declining. Performance at work is declining. This has to do with focus. How in the world are you going to finish anything if you can't concentrate? Whether you're at work or at home, all of your responsibilities will be impacted. The boss you previously impressed is going to be seriously reconsidering that promotion. Your employment might even be at jeopardy eventually. What occurs when you don't get enough sleep is as follows. We should talk about another hormone now. It's cortisol this time around. A steroid hormone called cortisol aids in regulating how your body reacts to stress. When you don't get enough sleep, your cortisol levels skyrocket. If you don't get enough sleep, your thoughts will be racing during your shift. You'll be too overwhelmed by this to work well. This is particularly problematic if you have a physically demanding profession. If you work in construction and you're not getting enough sleep, it could endanger both you and your colleagues. Lower dopamine is the result of elevated cortisol. This hormone gives you a sense of accomplishment. It also serves as a source of motivation. You won't care about doing a good job if you're lacking motivation. There will always be tension in your life. The hectic pace of everyday life can easily lead to feelings of tension. You want to rip your hair out just by being stuck in the drive-thru first thing in the morning. However, this can intensify your stress if you're not getting enough sleep. Persistent stress can have a detrimental effect on your mental health. Not only will your body be negatively impacted, but also your thinking. Chronic stress has been linked to an increased risk of heart disease, according to studies. Put otherwise, your heart will be under more pressure the less sleep you get. A pile of oily, disgusting food added to the mixture might spell disaster. It may surprise you to learn that heart disease is currently the world's biggest cause of mortality. Every 36 seconds, one person in the US passes away from it. About 660,000 people per year. That is. Another important factor in this is cortisol. The more stressed out you are, the higher your cortisol levels will be. Your brain will become even more overloaded as a result, which can cause worry and confusion. Actually, this is a topic worthy of its own conversation. You'll be nervous all the time. Scared. You might want to consider retiring to bed early tonight if you're always nervous and find yourself daydreaming about potentially harmful situations. Anxiety levels will rise when you don't sleep well. You'll start breathing heavily and biting your nails at the slightest thought. Research has shown that getting too little sleep just makes anxiety more likely. You might want to go to bed a bit early the next time you find yourself worrying about something and you're not sure why. It appears that you are consistently making poor decisions. This brings up the link between lack of sleep and difficulty focusing. You can't expect to think clearly if you're not getting enough sleep at a reasonable hour. This influences your capacity for making decisions. The decisions you make in daily life will get worse. Your life is likely to get worse as a result. If you work somewhere, you may decide on something that is detrimental to your employer. In a physical work, you run the risk of really injuring someone. Your choice might land you a job sooner rather than later. Making poor choices might also have an impact on your family life. When yard work needs to be done, you can decide to take a sleep because you're so exhausted. It's possible for your lover to become irritated with you. And what happens if you choose to operate a vehicle after only a few hours of sleep? Your reaction time will be impacted and you will be less attentive when driving if you don't get enough sleep. This is seen as a type of cognitive impairment comparable to driving after intoxication. Overtired people typically prioritize their comfort over other people's needs. One of the reasons you will eat impulsively is because of this. You're going to get a burger if the thought of one crosses your mind. The thought that tells you, you don't need that burger right now, won't come to your aid quickly enough. Their cognitive fog makes it more difficult for you to determine what might be harmful to you. Mood swings may result from sleep deprivation. Mood changes. Have you ever had an unexpected irritated mood? In short, they are mood swings, and they can cause problems for you and those around you. Being sleep deprived might make you irritable. Even the smallest discomfort has the power to send you off. Before long, your coworkers will consider you an adversary. When you don't go to bed early enough, a lot of horrible emotions come up. Researchers have been examining the connection between our emotions and sleep habits for a long time. Research indicates that individuals who don't get enough sleep will feel more irritated, frustrated, and depressed. If anxiety wasn't something you were experiencing previously, it will be shortly. Additionally, it has been proposed that aggressive conduct and sleep deprivation are related. This encompasses aggressive outbursts. Remember, there is plenty of data to back up this assertion, but we've all had those moments when we're so exhausted that it only takes someone saying the wrong thing to set us off. Your health greatly depends on how well you sleep. However, there are a ton of other aspects of your lifestyle that are as important. Would you like to continue the conversation with a few more films about lifestyle? What you should know is as follows. See 8 foods that may not be as healthful as you may believe. See what happens to your body when you perform squats every day. For more information, feel free to click 1. Alternatively, watch both to have a deeper understanding of how your lifestyle impacts your health. After watching this video, are you thinking of staying up later? Tell us in the comments section below.